I stared at her across the kitchen table, the morning sunlight cutting through the blinds in thin, unforgiving lines. Her hands trembled around a coffee mug she hadn't taken a sip from. The silence between us was thick, heavy with something I couldn't yet name but could feel in my bones. Then she said it. "I'm pregnant, and it's your brother's." For a moment I forgot how to breathe. The clock on the wall ticked once, twice, each second carving the words deeper into my chest. I waited for her to laugh, to say it was a cruel joke, but she didn't. Her eyes stayed on the mug, as if she couldn't bear to see the man whose life she'd just set on fire. I leaned back in my chair. My heart wasn't pounding. It was quiet. "Congratulations," I said finally, my voice sounding foreign in my own ears. Her head jerked up, her lips parting. "Daniel, congratulations," I repeated, cutting her off. "That's good news, right?" The sarcasm slipped out sharp as glass. I stood up before she could answer, before I could see the tears gathering in her eyes. Tears that weren't for me. 2 weeks earlier, she had told me she wasn't feeling well. "Maybe stress," she said, smiling faintly as she rubbed her temples. We'd been trying for months to start a family. When the tests kept showing negative, I'd held her through quiet tears and told her we had time. I believed it. I believed her. Till now. I walked out of the kitchen that morning, grabbed my jacket, and left the house without another word. I didn't know where I was going, just that I couldn't stay there. The drive to my brother's place felt like a dream I couldn't wake from. Jacob lived 15 minutes away. We'd always been close, or at least I thought we were. Growing up, he was the golden one. The charming one. The one everyone liked instantly. When we were kids, he'd get in trouble, and I'd take the blame to protect him. "That's what brothers do," Mom used to say, proud of how we stuck together. Apparently, we still shared everything. I parked outside his house and sat there for a full minute, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. The world outside looked normal. Neighbors watering lawns, kids riding bikes, life moving forward as if mine hadn't just come apart. When I finally knocked, Jacob opened the door shirtless, groggy, holding a cup of coffee. "Dan. What's up, man?" His voice, that easy, carefree tone, ignited something dark inside me. "We need to talk." He frowned. "Sure. Come in." I didn't. I just stood there on the porch, staring at him. "Is she pregnant?" The color drained from his face. "What?" "Don't make me repeat it." For a second, neither of us spoke. The wind rustled the leaves behind him. A dog barked down the street. He swallowed hard. "She told you." That was all I needed. I laughed loud and hollow. "She told me. And I've got to say, I didn't see that one coming. My wife. My brother. That's a hell of a plot twist." "Dan, listen." "No," I raised a hand. "You don't get to talk. You had every chance to stop this. Every chance to be a decent human being. But you went ahead and did the one thing you knew would destroy me." Jacob's voice cracked. "It wasn't supposed to happen like that. We didn't mean to." "Didn't mean to." I stepped closer. "You didn't mean to sleep with her, or you didn't mean to get her pregnant." He didn't answer. Something in me broke then, not in an explosive way, but quietly, like a thread snapping after years of tension. I turned around and walked away. He didn't try to stop me. That night I didn't go home. I checked into a cheap motel off the highway, the kind with flickering neon signs and peeling paint. I sat on the edge of the bed, phone in hand, staring at my wedding photo. Her smile, that soft, genuine smile, used to be my favorite thing. Now it made me sick. I remembered the vows we'd exchanged. For better or worse. In sickness and in health. She had looked at me with such conviction that day, as if I was her forever. Maybe I was, until something shinier came along. Around midnight she texted me. "Emily, please come home. We need to talk." Me. "There's nothing left to talk about." "Emily, I'm sorry." Me. "You're not sorry. You're scared." I turned off the phone and let the room go dark. 3 days later my mother called. "Daniel, honey," she said, her voice hesitant. "Emily came by. She's a mess." I think you should hear her out. Hear her out. I almost laughed. Mom, she's pregnant with Jacob's child. The silence on the other end was heavy. I know, she whispered. But she said it wasn't what it seems. It's exactly what it seems. Still, a part of me, the stupid, loyal part, wanted answers. Closure. So I went back. When I walked into the house, she was sitting on the couch, her eyes red, her hair a tangled mess. The smell of coffee filled the air again, same as that morning, but now it felt like poison. Daniel, she began softly. Please, just let me explain. Go ahead, I said, crossing my arms. I'd love to hear how this could possibly make sense. She wiped her face. It happened once. Months ago. We were at your parents' anniversary party. You'd left early because of work, and I'd had too much to drink. He walked me to my car, and I don't even know how it. Spare me the details. Her lips trembled. It was a mistake. I thought I could bury it, pretend it never happened. But when I found out I was pregnant, I knew I had to tell you. I stared at her. And if you weren't pregnant? She looked down. I don't know. That was the truth that cut deepest. Not that she betrayed me, but that she would have kept lying if life hadn't forced her hand. I sat down, the weight of it all pressing against my ribs. Do you love him? Her eyes flickered up to mine, then away. No. I love you. I almost laughed again. You don't do this to someone you love. She reached out to touch my hand, but I pulled back. Daniel, please. Don't walk away from us. We can fix this. We can. There is no us, I said quietly. You ended that the moment you chose him. Tears slid down her face, but I couldn't feel anything anymore. It was like every emotion had drained out of me, leaving only exhaustion behind. I'll have the papers drawn up, I said, standing. You can stay here until then. As I turned to leave, she whispered, You're still a good man, Daniel. I stopped at the door. No, I said. Just a man who loved the wrong people. Weeks passed. The divorce papers came, the signatures followed. My brother moved out of town soon after. Shame or guilt, I didn't care which. My parents tried to keep the family from crumbling, but some cracks don't heal. Every night, I'd sit in my quiet apartment, staring out the window at the city lights, wondering when the pain would dull. Sometimes it did. Most times it didn't. But one evening I saw her again, at the grocery store of all places. Her belly had just started to show. She looked up and froze. I almost turned away, but something made me stop. We stood there in the aisle, surrounded by shelves of cereal and canned soup, two strangers who once shared a life. She smiled faintly. You look better. I am, I said. I'm trying. He nodded. For a long moment, neither of us said anything. Then I reached into my pocket, pulled out the wedding ring I still carried, not out of hope but memory, and placed it on the shelf between us. Take care of yourself, I said. And I walked away. As I stepped outside into the evening air, I felt the first hint of something I hadn't felt in months. Peace. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But peace, the kind that comes when you finally stop bleeding and start healing. Because sometimes, surviving the betrayal is the only victory you get.